Good morning. Doug here, urockspeaking.com. So, how do you find happiness? You know, it's apparent for some and hidden for others, and hidden for some and apparent to others. And, it's an interesting question, and it reminds me of an old story from antiquity. And back in the old days, olden days, there was this guy, and he was really successful. He was comfortable, and he was just restless. There was something just not right, and he found himself to get himself to the local sage, the man who was reputed to know everything and have solutions for every problem. So he asked the sage, said, "Sage, I'm comfortable. I'm, pretty well off actually, but for some reason I can't seem to find peace of mind. I can't seem to find happiness." So the sage says, "Well, okay, what you got to do is you've got to go find the happiest man in the world and get his shirt. When you put on his shirt, you will then learn happiness." So he went off on his quest and he started looking for the happiest man in the world. And he found some happy men. And he said, "Well, are you the happiest man in the world?" He said, the guy would say, "Well, I'm happy, but there is someone happier." And kept looking for the happiest man in the world till finally there was word of the happiest man in the world. Found himself after months of searching, gets in front of this wooded area, and he said, he's been told by everyone now that there is the happiest man in the world. So he walks up to the cabin, hears some laughing in there, knocks on the door, and out comes this man, and he said, "Sir, are you the happiest man in the world?" And he said, "Yes, yes, oh my goodness." And he's just so happy and laughing. He says, "I am the happiest man in the world." So he says, "Well, the sage told me that I need to get your shirt, and when you give me your shirt, that I would become happy." And the happiest man in the world starts laughing, cracking up. He's laughing and laughing and laughing so hard. And the man finally is getting irritated. He's like, "What the heck? Why are you laughing at me? I come here looking to be the happiest man in the world, and here you are laughing at me." And finally, the man stops laughing, slows down, and he says, "Good sir, don't you see? I don't own a shirt." And he looks, he realized that, yes, he wasn't wearing a shirt, and he didn't have one. So then he says, "Well, now what am I supposed to do?" And then the happiest man in the world undoes his turban, which was hiding his face, and it was the old sage. So the man says, "Well, I don't understand." And the sage said, "Everything you need to be happy is within you. You don't need a shirt. You just need to remember who you truly are." And he said, "Well, why didn't you tell me that before? Why all this?" And he said, "Back then, you weren't ready. You weren't ready to hear that. What you needed was experience to give you contrast. You needed the experience of going on this journey for you to figure out what was possible when we had this conversation now." So is it possible that for you and I in our life that the experiences that we're having are all part of the journey, and it's okay? That maybe the meaning we give whatever's going on is the choice that we have. And when we're looking outside for the happiness, we forget that all we need, all the happiness, all the joy, all the peace, all the love, everything is within us all the time. And all you need to do is remember. Food for thought. If that was helpful, please share. Spread the love, spread the happiness. If you're interested in taking your business, blowing up your personal and professional life through speaking, go to urockspeaking.com and learn more on how you can take your speaking to the next level. So with that being said, I love you for who you are and who you aren't. See you soon.